Okay, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're wearing a mask? You know, like the person you are at work, or with a new group of friends, or maybe even with family? Just isn't quite the whole you?
Well, what if I told you that's actually completely normal? In fact, it's just one tiny piece of this huge inner landscape that we all have inside us. So today, we're going to grab a map and do some exploring of that inner world, all based on the super fascinating work of psychologist Carl Jung.
Yeah, for the next few minutes, just think of me as your tour guide. We're about to take a trip through your own mind, from the parts we know like the back of our hand, all the way to these mysterious regions that lie hidden in the shadows. So, welcome aboard, explorers.
All right, so our first stop on the tour is the most familiar part of this hall map, what we're calling the sunlit village. This is the world you know. It's the part of your mind that you're in every single day.
Now, in psychological terms, this place is your consciousness. Pretty straightforward, right? It's everything you're aware of in this very moment. The thoughts zipping through your head, maybe the feeling of the chair you're on, what you're going to have for dinner later. It's the bright, bustling town square of your mind.
And living in this village, we've got two really important figures who kind of run the show, the ego and the persona. Now, they work together super closely, but it is so important to get that they are not the same thing.
So, first up, let's talk about the ego. A great way to think of it is as the mayor of your inner village. The ego is your core sense of identity. It's the I in all your thoughts, the voice that says, I think, I feel, I am. This is the part of you that organizes everything and gives you that steady feeling of who you are, day in and day out.
And then, you've got the persona. And this is so cool because this is that mask we were talking about right at the start. Jung actually called it the outward effort of appearance. It's your public face. Think of it as the friendly gatekeeper of your village. You know, it's the professional you, the good student you, the charming first date you. It's a totally necessary tool that just helps us fit in and get by in the social world.
But of course, the map doesn't end there. Just beyond the edge of our bright, orderly little village lies a much wilder place. So let's get a bit more adventurous, shall we? We're heading into the whispering forest. This is the world you hide, maybe even from yourself. And this is your personal unconscious.
Okay, so exploring this part of the map, it takes a bit of courage. I mean, the source material puts it so beautifully. It says confronting what's in here is like descending a stairwell into the unconscious. It's a journey that goes down, deep into the unlit parts of who we are. And the main resident of this forest is something Jung famously called the shadow. So, what is it? The shadow is basically made up of all the parts of yourself that your ego, our village mayor, has pushed away or just flat out refused to look at. It's where all the repressed thoughts, the denied feelings, and the personality traits we don't want to admit we have go to live.
And what's really important to get here is that the shadow isn't some evil monster lurking in the dark. No way. It's profoundly human. It's that sudden flash of envy you feel when a friend gets a promotion. It's that sharp, cutting comment you think of but manage not to say out loud. It's all those insecurities and impulses we shove down to keep up our persona of being a good person.
But believe it or not, our map goes even deeper still. If the Whispering Forest is your own personal hidden world, then what could possibly lie beyond it? Well, our journey now takes us past the trees all the way to the shores of a vast, ancient ocean. Welcome to the world that we all share.
So, have you ever stopped to wonder why we see the same kinds of stories and characters everywhere we look? I'm talking about the noble hero, the wise old mentor, the mischievous trickster. I mean, they pop up in myths, in religions, even in our blockbuster movies, across thousands of years and in cultures that never even met. How is that even possible?
Well, Jung's answer to that puzzle was this incredible idea he called the collective unconscious. He basically proposed that deep, deep down, beneath our conscious minds and even our personal unconscious, we are all connected. We share this inherited psychic foundation, what he called the sum total of human history living inside us. It's this deep, primal layer of the mind that contains universal stuff that connects every single one of us.
Think of it like a shared psychological blueprint for all of humanity. And the building blocks of that blueprint, these universal patterns of thought and imagery that we all just kind of recognize instinctively, those are called archetypes. They're almost like constellations in our shared psychic sky. You know these archetypes the second you see them, even if you've never heard the word before. The hero on a quest? That speaks to our need for growth and courage. The wise old guide? That's our search for wisdom. The trickster? That's our need to question the rules. You've also got the nurturing mother, the pure-hearted innocent. They're the universal characters that just show up again and again and again in the huge story of what it means to be human. Okay, so we've toured the village, we've walked through the forest, and we've stood at the edge of the ocean. So, what now? Well, this final section is all about going from being just a tourist in your own mind to becoming the actual map maker. It's about using this new map in your own life.
Because, let's be real, why does any of this matter? To put it simply, understanding this internal landscape, it's the first, most powerful step you can take toward real self-awareness and growth. It gives you a language, a framework to finally start understanding why you do the things you do.
So, here are a few simple ways you can start. First off, just start to notice your persona. How does your mask change when you go from work to home? Second, try to gently acknowledge your shadow. And the key here is no judgment. Just ask yourself, what feelings do I tend to push away? And third, start recognizing the archetypes. Ask yourself, what universal stories are playing out in my life? Am I playing the hero at my job? Am I looking for a wise guide? You see, the goal here isn't to get rid of the mask or to defeat the shadow. Not at all. It's all about integration. The real journey to becoming a whole, authentic person is about understanding and embracing all these different parts of you, the light, the dark, and the universal.
So, we've laid out the terrain for you, and we've handed you a compass. The only question left is the one that kicks off the real adventure. Now that you've seen the map of your own mind, where are you going to explore first?